and audio fine? Can we have some responses on the chat? Are you all able to hear me? Thanks, Rupal. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I hope you downloaded the resources file. I had sent a link just right now, 5 minutes back. Just give me a second. I'll just reshare you the link for all those people who just logged in. You can just download the files. Yes, okay. Jeet has mentioned he's done. Remaining people. Okay. So we'll be start off with the session. Today's topic is content aware tool. What exactly is content aware? Why do you require content aware tool? We'll go about with that topic. Okay. So quickly, I'll just go about with explaining what is content aware. Is basically, suppose if you want to remove a certain part. Okay. If I want to remove a certain part of the session, what I will do is which section of area which I need to remove. I'll select that area. Suppose, for example, I don't require this dog. So I'll just select the dog from here, with the shadow I'm selecting observe, because these small minute details play a important role. So I'm just selecting it with the shadow. I've selected the entire dog image, and I will go in edit option here. Go in the edit option up here. You'll find a section called as fill. Select fill. Okay. Instead of selecting your content option, you'll find foreground color, background color. So what is the foreground color? The color on the top here, that is black. So you want to fill this area with black, or you want to fill this area with background color. What is background color? My background color is white. So I want to fill it with white. Or if I want to fill it with a specific color, so what color I require, I'll select that color. And then I select content aware. So content aware is, what is it going to do is it's going to catch the pixels at the background. Whatever is the nearest pixel, it is going to allocate that pixel value. So that is content aware. Let's try this out. Content aware is used to remove a certain object from the image. Okay, so I'll just select content aware. I click OK. So Photoshop is going to very smartly find out what all are the places or what all are the objects, pixel values. It's going to reduce or remove that from the image. Okay. So that is basically how I can do it. I could have done this for the girl also. I'll show it to you for the girl how to do it. So I'll just quickly, outline the girl this time and the shadow. Okay, so I'm like, and you don't need to do like perfection. If you see right now, I'm just outlining the near spots that I need to remove. Okay, it's not like I have to take dot to dot. I'll just select the area which I need to remove. I'll go edit again. I'll go fill. use content aware needs to be selected here and just click OK. So can you see now the girl is also gone from the image. Okay, it's going to allocate nearest pixels and it's going to give the value. It's going to look like this. Correct? Okay, you could also reduce like not full, but I want like partly, I want a faded effect of the girl to be shown. So what I will do is same place in cell option, instead of selecting blend mode normal, I'll reduce the opacity value here, maybe 40% or something like that, and click OK. So I'll get a transparentish feeling. You see this? It's the same image available, but you can see the background effect is also seen and the girl is also seen, but it's a lighter version of the girl. It's not the complete image. So I want to give a kind of faded look. Okay, so this can be done for that. Correct? Are we clear with this? Content aware and fading. Right, okay. Akshat, I didn't mention anything so far, so I mean the last I spoke was is the content aware and fading part clear. So I was waiting for people to reply. Yeah, no, not a problem. That's okay. Cool. So I think content aware is fine. You can do it with any kind of image or any object. If you want to like remove an object or area of an object, you want to make something opaque, content aware is the tool. Like for example, if there was a moon or something on the top and I want to remove that. So again, I would just select that, be like content aware. So it can work for any object as such. Okay. And the good thing about content aware is the image doesn't look like very odd or very shabby. Okay. So that's one of the advantages of having that tool. Okay, so that is one of the tools I had to explain. Second one is pick up the lion image. Pick up the lion image from here. And just pick it up, put it on Photoshop. Get the lion image on the screen. Done? Great. Thanks, Anushka Arya. Okay. What I want to do is I want to make this, I want to use filters firstly. Okay, I'll explain you what is filters, how do you use filters, and we want to kind of make a blend out of this, try to make this image a little better. Okay, so what I will do is I'll firstly duplicate the layer, Control J to duplicate a layer. Okay, choose the layer that you are on. So in my case, I am on the background layer. So make the background layer is selected, Control J to duplicate it. Okay, right click on this, and convert it to a smart object. Usually filters work best if you have created a smart object. So I'll choose convert to smart object. Once your image is converted to a smart object, filters can be applied clearly on it. How do you do it? Go filter. Suppose I want to blur. Okay, let me just show it to you. I'll select blur, choose motion blur from here. Can you see what has happened? Okay, the more you make it a more blur, it will feel like, for example, this is a little, like, if you see, this is no blur at all, no blur at all. The moment I increase the blur, okay, you can see the effect on this also and on this also. And if you just increase it a little more, you can see more diversification. So I can make it like somewhere around 300 or something. I can make it. So make this 300. You can put in the number yourself also. You can also change the angle of blurriness. So how do you want it to be? So I can just keep it like, as of right now, I'm not changing anything, but I'm just telling you that a change is possible if you want to change. Right? Okay. All right. What changes happen when you make a layer a smart object? Filters apply best, Akshat. There are two advantages of putting a image or a layer as a smart object. One being the original image is still there with you in the backdrop of it. So if you can see here, this is the original image and this is the blurred effect image. Okay. Second thing is filters apply best on smart objects rather than pixelated images. Okay, so that's one other thing. Now, what is the advantage of doing this? So, can I do something on this? So, what I'll do is I'll go to the smart filter, this white box. You can see the white box below. I've just selected the filter mask. This is called as a filter mask. Select the filter mask. Go use the brush tool. Normal brush tool I'm selecting. Okay, normal brush tool. I'm just like, maybe if you want to reduce the size, you can do that. But I feel my size is completely fine. And if you want to increase the size of the brush, just use the arrows, smart objects here. Okay, your square bracket, smaller sign, the first square bracket, opening square bracket to reduce the size of the brush, and closing square bracket to increase the size of the brush. You can use this shortcut. Otherwise, you can just go here and increase or decrease the size from here. Okay. Now what I'll do is simply I'll just try to erase off a little area of the line. It's not the complete line. It's not the complete line. I'm just reducing or erasing off slight areas of the line. Okay, it's not done to the complete image is still like that. I have just kind of the main area, the face of the line, I have just made or erased that section, so the blurry effect has gone from that. Right. Okay, so the blurry effect I've removed. Now what I can do is I can apply yes, I'll do that, just give me 1 second, just a sec. I was like this. I was like this completely. This was my original image. Okay, specifically if I want to start off from scratch, this is the original image. I duplicated the layer by doing Control J. Okay, right click on this layer, convert to smart object. Okay, you want me to note the steps down for you on chat? I'll do that also. Just give me a time. Let me finish the complete effect. Okay, I have duplicated the layer. I right click on the layer. I went convert to smart object. Then I went to filters, blurry filters. Choose any kind of blur. So as of right now, I selected this blur. I just click OK. So you can see a blur effect has come. Now I don't want the blur effect on the entire image. I want the face of the line to be visible. So what I can do is, if I need the face of the line to be visible, I'm going to the brush tool, click on the filter mask up here, the white area. Click on the white area. You should find it, Surbi. Just check the options available. Convert to smart object should be there. I'm not sure which version are you using. Select the filter area up here, just erase, start erasing. Very, very light hand on erasing. Don't keep a very, try to keep a very, very light hand while you're erasing. Okay, so this is kind of what you want to look at. Yes, post this I was going to show you something new, but so far are we clear? So were you able to locate the smart object option? Anybody else who didn't find the smart option? I'll tell you one more place, Surbi, if you're unable to get it, Go to layer. I believe here also you will find a convert to smart object here. In case if you're not able to find it on the layer section, this is one more place to find it. Just let me know if you still don't get it, okay? Fine. So this is one of the things. Now what will I do? Right click up here, again convert to smart object. Second time I'm doing convert to smart object because I want to change the color of this image. Okay, as of right now it looks like lion yellow color, but I want to change the color of the image. So what I'll do is I'll go up here to the gradients panel, that is the adjustment layer. Okay, I have options like, for example, I can choose a specific color if I want to, using hue saturation. Select hue saturation. Okay, I have gone here in the adjustment panel and I selected hue saturation option. I got this pop-up. From this pop-up, check on the option colorize. Can you see the image has changed? Now choose a perfect color for yourself. You can get to pure colors here. Okay, just choose which color you like for the image. So maybe probably I can go for a shade like this. I can go for an even more purer version of the yellow orange, or maybe I can go for yellow. Okay, so we've made this. Correct? Are we clear with this? I went to hue saturation, I added a color. Still can't find it. Surbhi, did you go to the layers panel? Did you do it in the smart objects way? One second, I was on this layer. Have you converted it to a normal layer, and then you can just go your layer option, smart objects, convert to smart object. You should find this. Yeah. You can't do the right click, you can go here and try. Remaining people, is the artwork okay? All right. Okay, you could have also added a gradient here if you just wanted to, make it look a little more different. So what I could do is I could go here itself. I could choose gradient. Okay, I could choose gradient instead of normal colors. Pick up a gradient style. So suppose, I like a certain gradient style. Okay, this color looks a little bit off. I would rather pick up some other color, but okay. I'll just pick up any one shade as of right now. Okay, colors are as of right now not changing. I'm just picking up a shade, and I want to apply a little bit of, hazy effect on this. So what I'm doing is I went here, I added a gradient fill, and I selected a certain fill color. How did I do that? Again, I just went to gradient fill, choose a gradient which I like. If you don't like these gradients, you have other options up here. So simple gradients also you'll find. These are simple gradients. If you don't like simple gradients, you want something to do with pastels, pastel gradients. Okay, these are lighter versions of the gradients. You also have like multiple other style of gradients. Whichever style you like, you can pick up that style. There's no problem. Okay, special effects, just be like, okay, just choose which image you like, which style you like, and you can pick up that style. Okay, so yes, and then there is an angle of change, so you can just make it like whichever angle you like. Okay, or wherever you like the image to be or the gradient to be, you can choose there. Okay, you can also make it like radial gradient for a circle. Okay, if you want a perfect circle kind of a thing, or else if you want to make it like a little bit at an angle. Okay, or reflected, something like this. Want to add, you choose how you want it to be, and you can actually play around with the gradient. Correct? Okay, so yes, this is what I can do. I can make it like a gradient effect up here. Okay, and what I would rather suggest would be, I could also maybe duplicate this, and just maybe if you want to change the blend style to make it look more nice, more appealing, you can go here in the normal section in the blend style. So which blend style do you like? Now this will completely depend from person to person. Okay, so I might like a certain style and I can go about with that. Otherwise, if I don't like it, I can go for some other style. So you can choose, which style is looking good. You can make something out of that. Okay, so I might just like a simple style like that. So that is also okay. I might want to just do it to a specific area, like not a complete area, just a specific area. Again, you've got a black and white option up here. You can blacken off the area where you don't want the style to be shown, so it will not be shown there. Correct? Yes. So that is also an option which is available. Okay, question, ma'am. If I don't want to do the rectangular gradient, can you show us something else to do with gradients? So I'll just delete this rectangle up here, or like we can keep it also. It's nothing like I can't keep it. I can just maybe I'll keep it as normal, and I'll apply one more gradient to show you what else can be done with gradients. So quickly just going and added one more gradient up here. Okay, maybe I'll this time take up a different gradient style. Okay. I'm just picking up a normal gradient style. You can see the image is hidden. Okay, I'll just make it like a little bit tilted so it looks good. Okay, and I can apply effects up here also. So I'll go here, change the effect style. Something like this. If it looks too colorful, you can maybe modify it, or you can just remove the outer gradient so it'll look like this. So even this is looking nice. Choose what suits you, there's no best way of doing things. I'm just showing you how to make effects. You can make any effect. Don't try to just simply copy what I'm doing. The tool is important. From the tool, what you do is on you. Like, there are people who might feel like, okay, what we can do is we can maybe duplicate the same line 2 3 places, different places. It will give you a nice effect. You can do that also. Example, the same line, I'm just duplicating it and moving it on one more side, suppose up here. So what I need to do very firstly is I think I need to just erase off a little bit of area on the background for the lion. Okay, or just select the main face of the lion. So for that, if you want to do is I'll just firstly duplicate the layer, maybe rasterize it so that you can edit or remove off the extra area. Okay, use quick selection up here to select certain section of the area which you like. Okay, so I might not like to see the entire lion, but yeah, the face is important. So I just want to, quickly select off the face. Okay, but if you see, after I select the face, little more I select and the entire background gets selected. So I don't want that to happen. So what will I do is I go to the select section, first select the face, carefully just select the face first. Okay, don't go outside the face, go within the face itself. Just a second. Yeah, go within the face itself. And now what I'll do is I'll go to the select option, go modify, and you will find two options. One is expand, one is feather. I'll use both. Expand से क्या होगा, आपका जो selection है ना, उसका size थोड़ा expand होगा. Expand by say 10 pixels. Can you see 10 pixels से size थोड़ा increase हुआ? I can make it even more. I'll go again, select, modify. I'll expand it more by say suppose 20 pixels. Can you see now the entire face got selected? Correct? Okay. Also, if you understand it, this area is more precise. The outer area is blurry. Understanding? This area is precise. The outer area is blurry. So I need, when I copy this, also the same kind of effect should be there. So what I will do is I'll say select. When I select modify, I'll choose an option called feather. Feather is used to soften the edges of the selection that you have made. I want to soften the edges by say 10 pixels. Okay, here you will not find a change, but when I actually, remove off the remaining area and maybe just move this, you will find a change. Can you see this? Okay, only that certain area of the lion is selected. Okay, now, to make this center line more prominent, what I can do is I can reduce the fill of the second lion. So I'm reducing the fill of the second lion to give it a little lighter effect. You can also reduce the opacity, that is also fine. Fill normally reduces the color, opacity gives you transparency. So I might go like this, or I might go and reduce the fill effect from here. This I might just make this like say 40. Okay, and similar copies of the same image, I can just make it maybe here also. Duplicate it, make it say here. Duplicate it, make it say here. So I'm just making something out of that. Right? Are we clear with this? Thanks, Jeet. Waiting for others. Cool. I'm just looking out on the chat box in case if someone's stuck or needs some help, I can help. Okay, ma'am, can you show us something else that can be done with the same effect rather than just making 4 copies of the same thing? Can we do this with clone stamp? Yes, you can, Anushka. Why not? You can do it with clone stamp, but I'll tell you what will happen. Yes, Disha, I'll do that. What will happen with clone stamp, you know, Anushka, is that if suppose I'm here, what I want is when I do clone stamp and I replicate this image here, I want the color to still remain orange. But you know, Anushka, when I do clone stamp, what happens is this color will get copied here, which is not what we want, right? Otherwise, try out with opacity. If it works, Anushka, great. There are multiple ways of getting the same thing. So yeah. See what I did, Disha? I'll just firstly, you know, maybe try to select any one image. I'll erase the 3 of them and then I'll show you something else. One second. Yeah. So, Disha, I'm assuming you have understood the part wherein I told you that, you know, what you can do is you can select the area, use select, expand, select, modify. One sec. I'll just keep an eye on this so I can just move this here. This is the original, you know, image. This is the original image. Okay, I selected the area of the image using quick selection. I quickly, you know, went around and I selected only the center area of the lion, not the entire lion, but only like the face of the lion. Once I have selected the face of the lion, as of right now, it's already selected, so it's not getting me to select specifications. But, you know, I selected the face of the lion and then I went to select tool. Okay, went to select tool up here, went to say modify. I went expand to increase the pixels. Increase the pixels. So right now this much selected. I want more area to be selected. So instead of 20 pixels, I'll say 25 pixels. And you'll see the selection will increase. Correct? Okay. Similarly, I could just reduce the selection by being like select and modify and contract, and I'll reduce the selection. So I can reduce it by say 10 pixels. I'll get a reduced version. Did you get this part, Disha? Just give me a second. Disha, did you understand this part? Okay. So Disha, you got that right. Now what I did is I will have to duplicate the layer. Duplicate the layer by pressing Control J, and then you can move around with the layer. So I can just use the move tool and quickly move it to a separate location. Similarly, you can go Control J one more time and duplicate it to another location. Same way, you know, duplicate. I can duplicate multiple layers also together. Just shift, select 2 layers, Control J to duplicate, move them together. This is also okay. Yes, Disha, did you get it? Great. I think should be done now. Got it, right? Okay. Now I'll show you one more thing you can do with the same effect. Okay, just deleting all layers, leaving one aside. So this is one. Okay, this is the original effect. Okay, what you can also do is maybe simply just making it, Control T, increasing the size of my layer and just increasing the effect. Like, there is an original line, but I am kind of making one more little increased size of the lion on top of that. Okay, again, Control T, same layer. I'll duplicate this layer, duplicate the layer, and make a little more bigger lion. Try to keep them all the three aligned at the center to get this kind of an effect. This is a, kind of trying to make one more effect out of the same thing. So even this effect it looks good if you have like 4 or 5 of them. You can make an appealing effect. It depends on how you want to do it. This is just, I'm giving you ideas of what can be done. Right, you can actually go and apply whichever effect you feel like is looking good. Okay, like this is the original, not even this, actually, honestly speaking, this was the original image, and this is all that we tried out on the image. I hope there are no queries. This was like just to make a background. You can make a circular one, you can make whatever you want with it. Anyone having any queries with this one? So what I wanted to show you was filters, various kinds of filters which are there. You can also go to the filter gallery to check out a few more filters. Okay, let me just maybe show that as well. Okay, maybe go to the filter gallery option. So you can see this is glowy effect. If you want to just add a glow on the face of the lion, okay, you can add this glowy effect. You can increase the graininess up here to make it a little more, grainy. I don't know whether you can see the difference, but on your laptop you'll be able to see it very much clearly. Okay, without the glow, with the glow. Increase the glow amount. This will become too much. So I think the effect that it was given, I think 12 was good. 12 or 13 is good. 12 is fine. Okay, even clear amount, don't make it too much, but yeah, you can play around with the properties to see how it's looking and what effect it's giving you. So you can maybe select some kind of properties like this as well and just be like, okay, so you get a glowy effect on the face of the land, right? Okay, so that's another effect. Again, filter galleries to see, there are couples of effects. I am just giving you some examples up here. You might just like the sketch effects up here. You have a few of them, you know see, again here, you can go and you can reduce the dark balance, light balance up here, so that you get the effect. Even the stroke length, you feel like it's too much or too less, you can play around with this. The direction of the stroke, I wanted left diagonal, right diagonal. So yeah, you'll find many effects. You can just see what looks good. Okay, you don't like the color, you can change the color. Again, I've shown you how to do that using gradient. Okay, so you can try out this also. Yeah, I think this is okay. Suppose if this is the image, I've added this kind of a thing, and what I can do is then I can change the gradient blend to make it something more nice. So when I change the gradient blend, I can just go here and change the gradient blend. This is normal mode. and maybe something like this. You can try out. This is all trial and error thing. You'll have to try out the various effects, and then only you'll be able to figure out something nice. Correct? Try out using the filter gallery. So your assignment for this time is you're going to use filter gallery, and from the filter gallery try to get out various options: artistic, brush, distort, sketch. See what looks good on your image. Pick up an image. So I've also given one sample image there on the resources file. There is one more image if you can see there. Okay, use that image and use as many effects as possible. Try to make it artistic, different. What you can do with it. Okay, could include gradients, could include filter gallery, could include just adding a new adjustment to make it look nice. Okay, I have covered multiple tools on Photoshop, as many as I could. I've covered the entire toolbox. I've covered layers. Okay, adjustments. We've also looked upon our select option. We've looked upon the filter option today. So yes, there are multiple options which we have covered. You can try out the various options which are available, and in case if you have any queries or anything, you can just connect back to me. Okay, on my email. I've already shared to you my email ID as well, so you can just I'll share it one more time if you want to. There are people who are sending me assignments. I'm really glad. I haven't been able to open this week's assignment, but I'll do that tomorrow, uh, and I'll revert back to you all if in case I haven't. That's my email ID. So you can maybe take some time, solve the assignments. This time's assignment, use the third image which is there in the resources folder and make something nice out of it using all the tools and effects which we've shown. Okay, why am I saying something nice? And I am not being specific because I don't want you to copy me. Try to do something unique of your own. Okay, so we stop here for today, and see you all in the next week, mostly on Tuesday. Yes. Bye, everyone.